Bunch of whackers too afraid to find a real man and real love. So you marry a faggot for a Birkin bag and then turn your head while he's fucking a bunch of kids. Things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house fucking screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He need a dog.
Guys that are A-listers, that's bigger than Diddy, is only one that I could come up with, and there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith.
Girl, the internet just exploded. A shocking lawsuit, old interviews resurfacing, and 2 familiar names suddenly trending again. Fans are asking, is Hollywood's golden image finally cracking? Because what's being alleged right now has people looking at Will Smith very, very differently. Let's get into this, because if you've been online at all, you've probably seen Will Smith's name back in headlines. And not for a movie, not for a comeback tour, and definitely not for another apology tour. This time, it's darker. A newly filed explosive lawsuit is alleging that Will Smith engaged in grooming and inappropriate behavior toward a man when he was younger. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear, these are allegations. Nothing has been proven in court, and Will Smith has not been convicted of anything. But whoo, the claims are heavy. According to court documents that are now circulating online, the accuser claims he was allegedly manipulated, controlled, and placed in situations that cross serious boundaries. The lawsuit reportedly describes a power imbalance, emotional coercion, and behavior that, if proven, would completely flip the public image Will Smith has spent decades building. And here's where fans started saying, wait a minute. Because almost immediately, people began resurfacing old interviews, old rants, and old warnings, specifically from Jaguar Wright. Yes, that Jaguar Wright. Jaguar has been ringing alarm bells about Hollywood for years. She's accused multiple powerful figures of dark behavior, secret lifestyles, and hidden abuse, claims that many people dismissed as conspiracy talk. But now, fans are revisiting her words with brand new ears. In multiple interviews, Jaguar allegedly hinted that Will Smith wasn't as wholesome behind the scenes as his PR machine made him seem. She claimed Hollywood protected certain people and that some stars had alternate lives the public wasn't ready for. At the time, most people rolled their eyes. Now, they're scrolling, rewatching, pausing, zooming in. And then there's Bilal, Will Smith's longtime friend, former assistant, and someone who has been quietly mentioned in these conversations for years.
You know, he said, you know Will, me, you know Diddy made me suck his penis, you know what's going on, you know Charlie made me suck.
Bilal has previously spoken about his close relationship with Will, including how deeply intertwined their lives allegedly were. Old clips of Bilal talking about living arrangements, emotional dependency, and blurred personal boundaries are now making the rounds again, this time with a much darker interpretation. Fans are speculating whether Bilal's past comments were subtle cries for help or something else entirely. Social media detectives have been working overtime. People are connecting dots between Will Smith's carefully controlled public persona, his emotional openness in interviews, his admitted struggles with identity and validation, and now, these very serious allegations. And let's not pretend the timing isn't interesting. Will Smith was already on thin ice after the Oscar slap, his marriage drama with Jada Pinkett Smith, and years of oversharing about their unconventional relationship. Many fans felt the perfect family man image had already cracked. This lawsuit, it didn't just crack it, it shattered it. Some fans are saying this explains why so many insiders allegedly kept their distance. Others believe Hollywood knew and protected him, while a different group says this is a targeted takedown of a man trying to rebuild his career. And that debate alone has split the internet straight down the middle. But here's the real cliffhanger. Because the lawsuit isn't the only thing people are paying attention to. There are rumors that more accusers could come forward, unconfirmed whispers that NDAs may exist, and speculation that Jaguar Wright knows much more than she's publicly said. And if that's true, this story is far from over. Now let's talk about the aftermath, because whenever allegations like this hit a megastar, Hollywood doesn't panic. It calculates. Since the lawsuit surfaced, fans noticed something interesting: silence. No immediate emotional statement, no tearful interview, no carefully scripted apology tour, yet. And according to entertainment insiders, that silence is often strategic. Legal experts online are pointing out that in cases involving grooming or inappropriate conduct allegations, every single word matters. Anything said publicly can be used in court, or taken wildly out of context on social media. So right now, Will Smith's team is reportedly in damage control mode. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright has been trending again, with fans flooding her comments saying things like, "You tried to warn us. We owe you an apology." Say it louder now. Jaguar, for her part, hasn't provided direct evidence, but she's doubling down on her long-standing claim that Hollywood protects powerful men until it can't anymore. And history tells us she's not completely wrong. From music to film to television, we've seen time and time again that allegations often surface years before legal action is taken. Fans speculate that fear, money, and intimidation keep people quiet until the right moment, which raises the uncomfortable question, why now? Some fans believe Will Smith's weakened public standing after the Oscars made him more vulnerable. Others think this lawsuit has been in the works for years and just finally reached the filing stage. There's also speculation that this could trigger a domino effect, where other people who felt silenced suddenly feel brave enough to speak. Again, all speculation, all allegedly, but patterns matter. Social media is also debating whether Will's very public emotional openness, crying on camera, discussing childhood trauma, admitting insecurity, was genuine healing or a carefully crafted shield. That conversation has gotten heated. Supporters argue that men, especially black men, should be allowed emotional complexity without being villainized. Critics say emotional vulnerability doesn't cancel out accountability. And that tension, it's exactly why this story has gone viral. As for Bilal, fans are watching closely. His past statements are being reinterpreted, clipped, and analyzed frame by frame. Some believe he holds key information. Others think he's being unfairly dragged into speculation. And once again, no solid proof has been publicly presented. Just allegations, claims, and a lawsuit that will now have to stand on evidence, not internet theories. But here's the chilling part. Hollywood has a long history of stories that start as crazy rumors and end as courtroom testimony. And fans know it. That's why comment sections are full of, "This is bigger than we think." Jaguar warned us about all of them. Watch how many people suddenly go quiet. Whether this lawsuit moves forward, gets dismissed, or settles quietly, one thing is already clear. Will Smith's image has permanently changed. The unproblematic icon, gone. The safe, family-friendly superstar, questioned, and the internet's trust, shaken. So now the real question isn't just what's true, it's who else knew and said nothing. Because if more receipts drop, if more names come up, if Jaguar Wright starts naming specifics, this could be one of the biggest Hollywood reckonings we've seen in years. And you already know, we'll be watching closely.